last day of February. February is book month. I try and read a book. I've realized I've been kind of slacking and haven't read a book, so I'm going to try and read a book today. Read it before the end of the night. And then tomorrow, next Wednesday, I'll have a book report ready to go. I'll tell you all about the book. I'm looking for Mark Twain, something Mark Twain related. But who knows, something else at the library might strike my fancy. It's great to come to the library, but you have to keep your voice down, so I hope you can hear me. Please keep your keyboard and chatting down as well. Well, you can chat as much as you want. No one can hear that. I'll be able to read it, though. So we're looking for the Dewey Decimal System. It's a great system. So they don't have anything. They don't just have a Mark Twain Dewey Decimal by author, though, I would imagine. Mark Twain does like to travel. History. Traveling. 917.3. Today's episode of the William Strait Swap Shop is all about libraries. We're in a library. We're looking for a book on Mark Twain. He's written a lot about the Mississippi River. I grew up on the Mississippi River. I'd like to read a little bit more of his work. I've read On the Mississippi and Huck Finn and Tom Sawyer. The library is a great place to come and just kind of collect yourself. It's like coming to a coffee shop. It's just good to be quiet and relax. Right now we're in the fiction section. A lot of people are talking about Danish crime. This is a Danish author, and it's a Danish crime. They call it Scandi Noir, Scandinavian noir, like black noir, which was made in the 1950s. It's like detective books, but this is about a detective. It's a sweltering summer in Sweden, and Chief Inspector Van Veeteren is long overdue for a holiday when a secretive and dubious religious sect comes under investigations. One of its members, a girl on the cusp of adolescence, is found dead in the forest near their holiday camp, and the discovery of her body has been phoned by an anonymous caller. So if that has you wondering, this is the book to get the Inspector in Silence, winner of the European Crime Fiction Award. One thing we forget about books is that a lot of these books are about to be made into HBO and Netflix shows because there's such a wealth of material hidden on each wall. And it doesn't just have to be fiction, it could be nonfiction, it could be all sorts of different kinds of stories. The library is also one of the best places to meet people because you really can see them, what they're reading, and you don't have to be so loud when you talk with them. It's actually a good place to be quiet and just kind of watch other people. This is a funny title. Now, I don't want to join a book club. A lot of people join book clubs. It's a great way to socialize with people. We're at the Atlanta Fulton Public Library. Originally, this book would be $24.95, but what's great about the library is I can rent this for pennies. Libraries are a great place to go and get knowledge. How much do you spend on entertainment a month? Probably a couple $100 if you think about movie tickets and binge watching and programs. But if you go to the library, you get a library card, it's free. You can rent books for $1, less than $1, and you get all sorts of fast information. Just be quiet, please. So there's a book that might be more interesting to me. Breaking into Commercials, The Complete Guide to Marketing Yourself, Auditioning to Win, and Getting a Job. I did one commercial last summer for State Farm. I'd love to do another commercial. How to see a scam coming a mile away. That basically means if someone says, hey, will you work? You'll get a lot of great experience. That means they're not going to pay you for the commercial. So this is kind of one of my favorite parts of the library. Look at this. But you didn't think you'd find this inside of the library. It includes photos of fear. Where are the photos of fear? We were talking about yesterday people leaving pictures in books. That's kind of something we're looking for. These are pictures, all pictures of fear, pictures in books. Sometimes if you shake the book, you might find another picture that wasn't intended to be in there. I wonder if they have the autobiography by Anthony Kiedis here. Scar Tissue. Oh, this is pretty interesting. The letters of Allen Ginsberg. He's a beat poet. He influenced Bob Dylan. He hung out with Bob Dylan in the Greenwich Village scene in New York. These are all of his letters. And if you come over here, I think there's a Bob Dylan book I just saw. We're gonna come back and revisit this because I might get a book from here. It's the first book about Bob Dylan when he got an electric guitar. He also used to never use electricity, and then when he went electric, it was an interesting time. So not only did he get an electric guitar, but he started watching television for the first time. Oh, here's where, I bet this is where we'd find the Anthony Kiedis book. So we'll look. 90. So I don't really see any newer books. Oh, this is great. Ansel Adams is responsible for a lot of pictures out west, photographing the West. Pictures, that's a picture. That's him when he got, oh, here we go. Why is it, the same picture of this person? I don't know. That's Yosemite, that's Half Dome. Ansel Adams has a lot of great photographs of the West that he's taken. Book. I could spend the entire afternoon at the library here with you.
Beautiful.
I just have to remember where to put the books back, because that's something you don't want to mess up the library. Here's another book about Bob Dylan. $25, but you can rent this at the library. They've made a little comic book about it at the beginning.
No direction home, a complete unknown, like a rolling stone.
That's from a song, Like a Rolling Stone. I think I might actually rent this book. Oh, and this is another Bob Dylan. This is named after a Bob Dylan song, so it's a lot of Bob Dylan music. That's Bob Dylan. It's called Positively 4th Street. Sometimes sometimes it's nice to just kind of read about the author and see what other works they've done. This is kind of their Wikipedia page before the internet existed. If you're just now tuning in, we're at the Atlanta Public Library on Ponce de Leon. I'm gonna rent this like a Rolling Stone Bob Dylan book, and I might get one more book. And if I find someone on my walk down the street after this, maybe we'll read it to them. Actually, if you want to real quick, I might walk, if you, on the other side, I'll pretend that you're someone at the library and I just saw you and we'll make eye contact. And I'll pretend to have a conversation. If you're just now watching, tuning in, I'll go over here and you stay here, and then I'll be right back. Travel books. Do you mind if I come over there? I'm Zach. Yeah. I was just gonna look at getting this like Rolling Stone book. I really love Bob Dylan's music. Maybe we could go get a slice of pizza at Fellini's after this, and then walk down to Criminal Records and maybe get a new Bob Dylan record. He made like 50 records, and he's still making them, so I don't have all of them. It'd be great to go get a Bob Dylan record with you. Is it okay if I come on the other side of the library? Okay. That was just a bit of role play. This is, Lane Street Smoke Shop. We're wandering around the library here at the Atlanta Ponce de Leon Library. We're in the travel section. This is an interesting book because they made a movie about this. But it's called Kon-Tiki. It's about, it's a classic true adventure of crossing the Pacific Ocean on a raft. And it was written, they made a movie about it. I think it was a Norwegian Heyerdahl. There's a movie you can watch, but I haven't seen the movie. This is the journey they took. So they went from Peru out west, and they made it to Tahiti. And it looks like that's where they ended their trip. But I think that would be an interesting book to read. It's about travel. I like travel, pushing yourself to the limits, discovering yourself, new things about yourself, a new adventure. So I think these would be great. This would be great to read about because I've always had a dream to get a houseboat and live on the Mississippi River. I mean it, that's 100% serious. And to go up and down, it starts in Minnesota, go down to New Orleans in the wintertime to stay warm, then take the Missouri River out west and just travel on a raft or on a houseboat. But this might be inspiration. And then I could read this while on the boat. The only thing is there's no libraries on the river. I could be the first to open up a library on a boat. Haruki Murakami. A lot of people really like Haruki's books. I've read a few. There's a famous one called Norwegian Wood. So I guess that scenario where I pretended I was asking you out of the library, you were looking at the Haruki Murakami books. That makes sense. It's popular. I wasn't really the cover is not that intriguing, but that fox on the back is very intriguing. I like that painting of that fox. I wonder if the book has more paintings like that. Oh no, it's all just pictures. A lot of castles in England. Sometimes if you can't go on vacation, it's nice to come here and just look at the pictures. And then maybe you'll think about it next time you go. Okay, I would really like to go visit the Isle of Sicily. The great thing about the library is you can go log on the computers. I might go check the chat out on our streaming. We're streaming right now. Check out the chat. And then maybe I could should try and see what books you think I should check out in the chat room. So let me know what books you think I should check out. I'll go check out the chat real quick. I'll go this way. I'll meet you there. Passwords. I've never used a computer at the library before, so I have to make up a new password. I think my library card might be inactive.
Oh no.
Back. I'm gonna check it again. Hey, I was trying to use a computer. It says my library card number is inactive. It's been a while since I've rented a book. I was just seeing if it's...
Our library cards are good for 2 years.
Okay, it might have been, I think it was spring of 2016.
Yeah, we had summer of last year.
Oh, shoot.
Do you have your driver's license?
I do.
And does it have your current address on it?
Yes.
Okay.
Let me grab my license.
And that's your current address?
Yes. I might be in DeKalb County now, though. Is that would be
Let me check.
okay? I didn't know library cards go bad.
Every 2 years.
Oh shoot.
Trying
Okay. Sure. Do you have the time, actually, by
to
chance?
It's 125.
Okay, thank you. Oh, there's a clock right there. Oh, this is cute. The Sherlock Gnomes bookmark. Are these free? Oh, thank you. Great, thank you.
Well, you are within sight line, so you are good.
Oh, okay, great. Does that mean because I live so close to the county line?
No, because you're on our side.
Oh, okay. This is great. Try and use it more often so it doesn't go bad.
Oh no, it gets automatic.
Oh, okay. So you just have the, it's like
Basically,
driver's
so we
license.
can keep track of who's moved, who
I
changed
see.
addresses.
Okay.
Okay, you're good until 2020.
Great. Thank you so much. So I just got a new. My library card was deactivated, but also I got this bookmark. Perfect. Sherlock Gnomes movie. They did one called Romeo and Juliet. It was pretty funny, but now they're doing Sherlock Gnomes. It's a sequel. Your computer messed up. Sometimes you gotta like clap it like that. Oh. We're not allowed to go to Adult Swim. Go to Bing to try and find. Okay. So Visitor Center. We're right here. Ponce de Leon. We're gonna walk down there. But I don't know why Bing. I'm using Bing, and it won't let me. Does anyone who's watching at home have a way to figure out how to hack the website? Always make sure you end your session when you're at the library so no one else gets into your account. I think we'll just check out these books. I'll be right back. I'm gonna check out these books and then we can go.
Be right back.
Okay, thank you. Yes, please. Just wanted to get this book about Bob Dylan and Kon-Tiki. What's your favorite book here?
Ooh, that is loaded. I don't know. I like a lot of books.
Are you more of a fiction or nonfiction kind of person?
I'm definitely fiction.
Yeah.
Though, I like some nonfiction. Bryan Cranston's biography is hilarious.
Really? Is that here available?
It was, but it's afloat, so it could have gone somewhere else.
Okay.
You want a due date receipt with these?
Sure, please. I'm always bad about remembering when to turn things in. How much do I owe you?
I don't. Well, I do see that you have some overdue fees from 2015
Oh,
totaling
shoot.
60 cents, but you can pay
Okay.
those anytime.
Okay. So this is just free?
Yeah, with your
Oh,
library card.
okay, wow. That's just something I never think about
If it's
too
overdue,
much.
then we charge
60 cents, okay. So how long can I go without paying 60 cents? I mean, I should pay-
until it reaches $10. We don't stop you from doing anything.
Oh, okay. But if it reaches $10, then
then
it's...
everything stops.
Ooh, shoot. Okay. Well, I should pay. I'll bring it back. I don't have any cash on me now.
That's
Can we do a
fine.
charge, or would it be worthless to charge a card?
I mean, you can do card if you want to.
Yeah, I'll pay the 60 cents on my card.
All right.
It'll just be peace of mind.
Okay. Just come over here.
Okay.
And I'll use your library card.
Sure. I think I just put it away.
All right, just give me a moment to pull it up.
Sure. Always want to be in good standing and not owe any money.
All right, just follow the instructions on the pen pad. It's swipe.
Okay.
Other way.
Oh, shoot. So if I turn them in on time, I should be... I wouldn't have to worry about paying. Well, so it's this way.
Yeah, it is that way.
Huh. My card is kind of old, so it might be... I could use my credit card.
I don't
This
have
way.
Visa or Master.
Oh, shoot. Well, you know what? I'll just pay it when I come back by.
Okay.
Sorry about that.
Thank you very much for trying.
Yeah, thank you. I wish I could pay it. So how long? So the due date is
28 days.
28 days. Okay, great. Thank you so much. Thank you, you too. Thank you. You too, thank you. This is important to read. You might find something interesting about something I could go to a Wednesday on, I suppose. Okay, great. So we're gonna walk down to the Jimmy Carter Library. This is historic Ponce de Leon. It's named after the fountain of the explorer who found the Fountain of Youth. You find other names, Ponce de Leon Springs. They believed right here on Ponce is where the Fountain of Youth was at the library. So on these pages, you might have a little bit of the Fountain of Youth. It's what a great deal. You get these books for free. I had an overdue book from 2015 that I found out I was overdue on those books, and I only owed 60 cents. To be honest, when I heard 60, I thought he was gonna say $60, and I said, oh no, 60 cents. What a steal of a deal. And then they shut your card after $10. So I guess you'd have to like rent a book when you're like 12, and then probably not turn it back in until you're maybe not turn it back in until you're like 80 years old. So pretty good deal. I used to rent a lot of books on audio tape and would drive around town and listen to them. So it's kind of nice to maybe sit down and actually read these. So maybe we can go over to the Jimmy Carter Library and read these at the Carter Presidential Library. Originally, that's why we actually went in the library today, because it was kind of going to rain, so we didn't want to walk around outside. But here we are outside. No rain in sight, a little foggy. Normally you'd be able to see the city skyline. We're heading west into the city. This is where I picked up the pizza from when I delivered it on my bicycle just this past fall. I rode my bike to this pizza place. They still have my flyer for My Thighs, Your Pies. It's a pizza delivery service. They even painted the side of the building with scooters to kind of show that that's an idea to move forward to try and deliver pizza on other means of transportation, because the city gets so gridlocked, traveling, everything like that. So we're gonna cross at the stoplight up here and then go right in. Jimmy Carter, our president, he's from Georgia. He started as a United States senator, and then he moved to Atlanta, and then he announced his presidency, and then he became president. In 1976, he was elected president, and then in 1980, he did not win his re-election campaign. But he loves peanuts. He's from Plains, Georgia. Be careful of the mud right here. And he, after all presidents served, they opened up a presidential library, a center, and he opened one up right here in Atlanta in a Freedom Parkway. I always kind of wondered about this building, because Atlanta is kind of changing. A lot of things are developing and being turned into new apartments and housing. So I always wonder, this building is such a great
building, but it's still abandoned. But it's a great apartment building. I hate to see just old buildings sitting up there on the street right by the library. Guess we'll cross here and then we'll go down one more. So Kon-Tiki, I always like to check the pages, make sure. 60. It's 283 pages, so I hope I can finish it in 28 days. That's about 10 pages a day. I think I can manage that. 10 pages before you go to bed, read about it. Right before you go to sleep, it might influence your dreams. It might bring a new reality to your life. And for the record, for people who are watching, I did try and pay my library fee, but my card's magnetic strip is a little old. I need to get a new one. But I feel like that was maybe a message to kind of let it keep going. They never called me. They never asked me and told me I need to pay my library fees. So right there is the Claremont Lounge with the big tall. They're turning that. It used to be a hotel and then it fell apart. And there's a strip club underneath it, and then now they're turning it back into a hotel, a boutique kind of shop. I got kicked out of there once before, but that's a story for another Wandering Wednesday. It was recently, it was last summer I should say. You know, you do dumb things sometimes later at nighttime, but I'm trying to right my wrongs and move on. That was just a one-time thing. Just being silly and I guess a little too comfortable in my own skin. What happened was I mooned. Someone said, you should moon and I mooned someone and they said, you can't moon people here. And
no.
they told me to leave, so that's a true story. Being transparent. Tomorrow is Transparent Thursdays, but on Wednesday I'm giving you a little early treat. I think we can go actually. Oh no, never. We waited too long. I should probably hit the. There is no crosswalk. What a lovely day though to be outside. No sun. It's like a perfect temperature to wander, walk around, not to get too hot. Try not to wander into traffic. Got a little scared by that one. I should have got an extra one to give away, to swap. Sherlock. Oh no, I got mud all over it. Sherlock Gnomes. In theaters March 23rd. It's gonna be a great film. Look, this gnome is missing, and then that's Gnomeo. He went missing, so they're going to hire Sherlock Gnomes to find Gnomeo. It's great marketing because at the library it's free, so everyone can take one, and a lot of people will talk about it. It's a fun film. Looking forward to seeing that. Okay, once this light changes, we can go. Oh, here it is. They say a lot can be told about the books somebody reads. So when you come over, I enjoy music and traveling. And that's true. If on my dating profile, it actually says I like music and traveling. So pretty accurate. I guess I could put I like to read on there too. This is a long light. But it's okay,
Yeah.
take a break. Now would be a good time for a commercial break. But what could happen, you never know. Okay, we should be able to go right now. Yep, let's do it. Watch out for the holes. There's a lot of little holes on Ponce de Leon, little potholes, those sorts of things. This is named after Congressman John Lewis. This is John Lewis Plaza. He's our congressman from our district here in Atlanta. He marched with Martin Luther King. Very important member of our society. So that's building a bridge. I believe that it's important in a lot of societies and a lot of individuals is to try and build a bridge between someone. Just because you might not agree with them doesn't mean you can't have a conversation or discussion and build a bridge. Also, it might have been about building bridges in Atlanta because Atlanta needed more bridges to cross over different parts of the city. This is a bike trail. Usually I ride my bike on this trail. It's nice. It can take you all the way. You can take it all the way to Stone Mountain, about 20 miles east of here. But today we're just walking over to the Jimmy Carter Presidential Library. But be careful, it's slippery when wet and it looks like it just rained, so just be careful. We're live streaming right now. You're joining us live here at the park, Freedom Parkway. As you can see, one thing what I love about Atlanta in the spring, it might not be happening in your city, but look at these trees right over here. They're already starting to spring, already starting to blossom. Tomorrow is March 1st, and I couldn't be happier. Look at that. Pretty soon, this whole area, if you were to come back here in a few months, is going to be all green, vibrant, saturated, very pretty. A great place to walk after going to the library. We'll just walk over here and avoid this big puddle. Walk right underneath the trees. I wonder if we could smell them. It smells pretty good. It's like just like a fresh linen, something that maybe if you just got new clothes. Try and be gentle. Well, that didn't work too well. Here, this one's a little more low-hanging. That's good enough smelling. Beautiful trees. What's your favorite book? What are you reading? I guess that's an important question to ask. Something you really enjoy reading. I think my favorite book I've ever read, I think it was On the Mississippi by Mark Twain. It's about just traveling on the Mississippi River. It was written so long ago, over 100 years ago. but it's still 150 years ago, but it's still, I think the themes of the book still hold true today. Traveling, the sense of the unknown, and not necessarily so much in travel now because we have GPS, but the sense of the unknown that I saw someone at the library I thought I was going to ask out, and now I don't know if I want to ask them out. What would they say? That kind of thing. The sense of the unknown. What would I do if I'm at my job and I ask for a promotion? Or the sense of the unknown. What if I tell someone how I really truly feel? Express yourself, your feelings. It's all this sense of the unknown, just like Mark Twain on the riverboat when he was known as Samuel Clemens. The sense of the unknown right now, what's going to happen when we get to the end of this trail? Probably nothing, but we'll probably see, some people will see, if you're optimistic, something great will happen. Nothing to me that doesn't mean, there is no such thing as nothing. You will always gain an experience in a sense of a journey. I mean, look at right here. Someone drove their car down here, probably by accident. If I had to guess, they probably drove their car down, and then they realized, well, no, they probably drove down and parked, and then, or were coming up this trail. If I had to guess, they're probably driving up the trail and drove into the mud to get out of the street. Traffic in Atlanta is pretty bad, so you always are looking for shortcuts. Right here is the Jimmy Carter, that's the sign, the Jimmy Carter Presidential Library, the Carter Center. We're right over here, around the corner. We'll be right there. I don't have my watch on me and I don't have my phone, so I'm just gonna keep going until they cut me off on the street. Here we go, we can cross real quick while we got time. So if Jimmy Carter is watching this right now, I guess just know that I'm coming over and you feel free to, no, I know Jimmy Carter's not watching. He's an older man though, he's 90, I believe he's 93 years old now. Maybe about to turn 93, yeah. My ex-girlfriend used to work at the Carter Center, so I would sometimes come here and visit her. This doesn't remind me nothing at all of it though. But this is where we would kind of walk and have journeys together. I'd probably make jokes about Sherlock Gnomes. She would laugh and kind of hope that I would move on from that subject. If you ever come to Atlanta, I guess we could turn these little walking trips that we've gone on these past few Wednesdays, this last year pretty much, on these wandering trips, download them into a map, and you could kind of follow my steps through Atlanta and see where I'm going. So you get a lot more trees up here. That's another part why I wanted to bring everybody up here, is we were just in the library to look at books, to be enriched, educated, enlightened, but here are the trees, and they're kind of a delight. But you get different kinds of trees. You get the Georgia pines, and then some old oaks, some southern oaks, and then over there just some little maples. And as you can see, there's a little bit of purple coming through. As I mentioned, the trees are starting to bloom. A few months back, I did an episode where I cleaned up the trash. This would probably be a good place to start too, but we don't have any bags or anything. But I was thinking about turning the Wednesdays into just to clean up litter every Wednesday and see how long I could go until either the streets are cleaned or nothing changes and we do another topic, or we get canceled. I've never seen that, a live show. If you imagine all the hours of television that have been made over the course of, since the history of TV, if there was a show where they went out and picked up trash. 9 seasons of Seinfeld and he's just picking up trash in New York. He's not a trash, when you're explaining it to people, no, he's not a trash person, like he's not collecting trash and it's not his job. He's a stand-up comedian, But you know, he writes a lot of his jokes at his house. He has a lot of downtime. He works from home, so he usually just walks around and picks up trash, and that's the show. And they say, oh, so did they like set design trash? And say, no, they're actually filming it in New York. Jerry picks up trash. I think there's the Carter Center right over there. Maybe we'll find a bench to sit down and read a little chapter of one of these books and bid you adieu. I'm thinking about that Jerry Seinfeld show more about trash. If he was just tuning in live. We're live, we're picking up trash.
Those DVDs.
The cans go in the recycling and the trash goes in the trash. It's that simple, George. I don't know. I mean, it's just an idea. It's never wrong to have ideas sometimes. Oh, here's a bench. We'll go right over here. Perfect. Because we can't really go into the Jimmy Carter Center because that's actually a little bit more. What we did at the library is actually probably wasn't allowed. I don't think it was illegal, but I don't think it was allowed at the library to film there without their permission. But we did a pretty good job. I'm pretty proud of Ian and Erica who are with me right now. So thank you to both of them for making that happen. But here we are. I think the Carter Center might be a little bit more too difficult to get into. Maybe another time we'll go into it. It's kind of like Ocean's 11 now. So I bring, where can I film in Atlanta? That's a new exciting thing. Where can I film and record that they'll let me in? But that's the center. It's kind of shaped like a spaceship. It looks like a spaceship that just landed. It's beautiful, a lot of great green trees and all sorts of things like that. Trees, flowers, lakes, there's some ducks that live over there. The only ducks in Atlanta that actually get along, because Jimmy Carter, he's known for brokering peace deals and treaties, and he actually brokered a deal with all the ducks when they built it to keep the ducks this is their property. Or not their property, but just on this property. Other ducks kind of don't get along. How much time do we have actually, do we know? 4 minutes? Okay, so yeah, we can't make it over there. I'll just be careful. Just kind of sit down here, I suppose. This is by Thor Heyerdahl, translated by F.H. Lyon. That's the picture of him when he was traveling. He drew of himself, self-portrait, from Norway, not from Norwegian. So it was first printed in September 1950, but then this is the 35th anniversary that came out in 1984. They've done 38 printings since then. This is in the Library of Congress. It's a very important book.
Wow.
Some people believe in fate, others don't. I do, and I don't. It may seem at times as if invisible fingers moved us about like puppets on strings, but for sure, we are not born to be dragged along. We can grab the strings ourselves and adjust our course at every crossroad, or take off any little trail into the unknown. Similar to what we do on the William Street Swap Shop, we take a lot of trails. The pages that follow recount the story of a young man pulled up against the wall until he grasped the strings of destiny. When today I read this story, which once I wrote myself, I recall the most decisive moment in my life when I, a sworn landlubber, with a fear of water deeper than to my neck, cut all ties to the land and steered out into the largest and deepest body of water on earth. Into a strange adventure and an unknown future. From then till the present day, my life has been filled with adventures linked together like pearls on a thread. Pearls rarely turn up in oysters served to you on a plate. You have to dive for them. Adventure for adventure's sake has never appealed to me, but I do not shun adventure if it comes my way. That was an excerpt from Sherlock Gnomes in theaters March 23rd.
How about that?
No, that's an excerpt. That's the foreword to the 35th anniversary. Kon-Tiki by Thor Heyerdahl. We went to the Atlanta Fulton County Library System today. We learned a lot. We learned that my library card was inactive, but then we learned that in Atlanta, I'm not sure about your city, where you have a library, but if your card goes inactive, you can get it renewed really quickly. You can rent books for free, and even if you haven't turned in books that were overdue from 2.5 years ago, it is only 60 cents, and they don't want the money then. So that's why video stores, I think, went out of business, because they would always ask for late fees immediately. So if video stores allowed you to pay your late fee whenever you felt like it and gave you movies to rent for free, I think it would be a smarter situation. But the library is paid for by tax dollars, video stores are capital corporate stores. So that's the lesson we learned. Thank you so much for walking around with me a little bit on the last half of the show, and thank you for perusing the books at the Atlanta Public Library here on Ponce de Leon. I'm going to sit here for a little bit more and enjoy the views of the Jimmy Carter Presidential Library. If you ever get a chance to visit it, it's beautiful. Come check out the Carter Center. And sometimes he's still here, Jimmy Carter. You might get a chance to meet him, I swear, I promise. He might actually, this is where he comes to read. So he might come up and see the book I'm holding, and we might have a book club about it. Or at the very least talk about Sherlock Gnomes. Well, I'll see you tomorrow. Thanks for walking around with me today. Have a good afternoon.